And good morning. Just getting things set up here. Man, my phone was like dead. Gotta get that thing going. How's everybody? Oh, and speaking is hard. How is everybody today? All right. Why did the cookie go to the doctor? Because it felt crummy. All right. Crummy cookie. Get it? All right. And we'll get going in just a minute. I love watching bad movies. And this is actually not a joke, this is just me. Like good bad movies, yeah. And sometimes bad movies. I like watching people just go through the effort of making entertainment. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes the quality is just horrible. Sometimes it's so bad that it's amusing, but still you appreciate the effort that it went through. Like Velocipaster. That was one of those cringy, sort of fun, bad movies. So bad. Yesterday I watched, my goodness, my phone is like, it's just waking up, so it's just now getting all of its alerts. Last night I ended up watching Get Punked? No, Get Duked on Amazon. That is such a fun bad movie. That's a good bad movie. It really is. All right. So, yesterday, while somebody was taking a nap, I decided to explore this a little bit more, and I created a small island. Oops. Right. That I just resized on my windows. One moment while I fix all of those. Okay. So I created this island here. You can kind of see all the twos there. Now, as we're doing the triangulation, it doesn't panic, but it basically loops forever. I left it actually running overnight and it never completed, so there's some infinite loop in there. Or something that's going to take an incredibly long time to solve. From what I can tell, it happens when you insert something into the graph and it's at a point that has already been inserted. So this island has already been inserted, or this point, 1010 point, was already inserted. Because we scan left to right. And then later, how do we do this? Oh, do they even do vertical? They don't do vertical here. But then we scan top to bottom. And of course, that last item, that last little 2 there, transitions as it's going horizontally, and then also as it's going vertically. So we need a slightly different way of recording these points. So back to the drawing board. Well, I want to make a new one of these that looks like a blackboard. We'll just do this one. Take some dark color, rectangle, select the whole thing. Boom, look, a blackboard. All right. Some chocolate color. There we go. Now, I think what's happening is, well, because we have that's erase, isn't it? Or I'm drawing with something that has like full-on transparency. No, that's white. Huh. All right. So we end up having a node. It looks like it's got. Was it because it's like got some alpha edge to it? Oh, that is. Yeah. It's because we're zoomed out a little bit. Okay. Here we go. So when we transition from this node here, this way, we record this node. And then when we transition from this node this way, we also record that node. So we insert that node into the graph twice. I think what we need to do is slightly different and record these transition points instead. So those little bits on the edge. I'm going to check my network real quick just to make sure. I was not up for redoing my wiring yesterday. Can't find it. Okay, there it is. Okay, they're fine. I think I might need to restart my Pi though. Oh, hey, good morning, Fluffy. Pink Fluffy Llama. Why couldn't the Java programmer read? They couldn't C#. Ooh. Oh. All right. So we collect these, and eventually they will be in the waiting screen or in some other location. I don't know yet. That, and I should probably start to alphabetize the contributors in this list because they are growing. Why was the JavaScript developer sad? Oh, he didn't know how to express himself. Oh, That's good too. You guys got some good ones. Where's my water? There it is. All right, hold on for a sec. For the, I'm going to reboot that Raspberry Pi, which is normally what I use to be able to read these things. Why did the Vue developer not run from fire? He couldn't react. Nice. Nice. Alright. Oh, you guys are on a roll. Alright. Why did the C programmer have so much trouble learning Java? Because he didn't get any pointers. Alright. So, I think I actually have to change this to be able to use floating point numbers instead. Why did the OOP intern get fired? Their code just wasn't functional. I'd tell you a joke about UDP, but you might not get it. Nice, good one. All right. So instead, we're going to have a graph. All right. Just imagine it keeps going. Now, either way, even if we treat the centers as so like this is 1, this is 2, we have 3 over here. Right? We need to record the boundaries, and we either do it like that with 0.5, 1.5, etc., or we decide that the ones that are half down, like these down here, are, let's say, odds, and the ones on the lines are evens. And we could do that. Let's see, what was the reason? Do you remember the reason why I didn't do that? Why I didn't go with floating point before? I think there was a reason. Did it have to do with the server pathfinding? No, maybe. It should be able to pathfind using this stuff. Hey, Jemmett, good morning. You don't trust ints with delicate work? They just don't have the precision. I like that one. That one's a really good one. Two separate arrays. Oh, we probably could, but I need some way to be able to record basically the whole graph so that we can end up triangulating these things. etc. I think we're just going to go with the floats instead. And as we're going horizontally, we'll record it as, half off, and vertically half off. It's either we do that, or because they have to go into the same space in the triangulation code. So if we did 1, 2, 3, 4, this might work too. And so if we had some sort of transition between this point and this point here, and this point and this point, so if those two lines in the middle translate, we would record that, the first one happened at 2, 1, and then the second one here happened at 1, 2. Let's do it that way. Let's do it this way. And good morning. Hey, Bobcat Master. We're working on a game called Legacy. It's a multiplayer game. It's got a server component and a client component. The client is built with Godot, using Rust as a native GD native plugin, and the server is written entirely in Rust. So at the moment we are working on the island generation, and so we're trying to build up some sort of tessellation so that when the island gets created, you end up having some sort of, I guess, here, that one there is not a good one. Here, come over here for a moment. Imagine an island, and then you toss some noise on it. Right? So the noise could look like this, and come out like this. Something, I don't know. And just kind of organic looking noise, and we're trying to detect where these transition points are in a grid. Basically, it feels like we're vectorizing a raster image. Hey, morning, Bear Dude. How are ya? What did the male magnet tail the female magnet? He said, when I first saw you from behind, I was repulsed, but once I saw you from the front, I was quite attracted. Oh my. Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey, morning, Beliar. All right, so we're going to adjust that. And welcome, Raiders. For everybody just joining us, we are going to be working on how we are detecting. We're basically coming through, and we have this island data, and it's currently in a grid, right? Imagine if this was all sliced up. And we want to be able to detect the transition points when something goes from one type of land, let's say A, into another type of land, B. So in this case, we're trying to detect that the transition point happened here and also here, or if we were to use another color, that there was a transition point here and here. So we're going to be doing that, and I think we're just going to use some offsets here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, order to be able to not piss off the code that's doing the tessellation. You hear Rust is similar to C++, but is Rust faster than C++? Yeah, I would say it's safer. I'd say they're on par. Basically, they're both front ends to like LLVM. So Rust is built on top of LLVM, and so is C++. I know that there are other backends or other compilers for C++, but generally I would say it's on par. I think it's also going to depend on your benchmark and what you're doing. Yeah, faster at what? So here's our island grid. Yes, Pink Fluffy Llama. Rust does have a package manager, and it's called Cargo. So here I usually have tab 2 open to Cargo stream. So if you want to build like a Twitch bot, you could use Twitch chat, etc. All right, now in this case we have this size. But we're actually taking the size down by half, aren't we? In order to do the grid like this. And if we always have odd number of squares, oops, go back here to white on our blackboard. So if we always have an odd number of squares, it's going from 0, 1, 2 to what? Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're essentially doubling it. Hey, morning, Narijira. That window / filter map looks like a De Bruin sequence. Math on stream looks fun. Yeah, we're doing a little Khan Academy like. No. All right, so in this case, our size here, we're going to be recording it kind of in twice the space, even though our grid is smaller. Oh, this is going to be messy. Why don't we just use floats instead? Trying to convince myself to use floats, but I keep wanting to use ints for this. Instead of like being able to say that the transition point here in the middle is at like 0.5, and then if it's coming, you know, transitioning between these two spots here, it'd be like half off as well. Because our grid is created, we have a grid, but then, you know, should I be able to represent the tessellation in what space? And I think floats actually makes the most sense here. But I keep trying to use the integers. I don't know why. I wonder, am I even going to use the grid for anything after this? Oh, because we are giving this to the code that I see what you're saying. Good point. So we could just extend the iterator here. Well, here. Yeah. This wouldn't work. I think, yeah, if we're just scanning left to right, it would work fine. If we're scanning top to bottom, it wouldn't. Also, why don't we just not scan top to bottom? Can we talk ourselves out of that scan? Because if we didn't do that, so right now we're scanning in a grid. And why don't I use lines for that? Line tool. Whatever. Straight lines, just not. Okay. So basically, I think what I was concerned about is that we were going to be missing certain transitions. But because, let's say the transition was some long sloping curve. Oh, this was supposed to be the paint bucket tool. So if it was some sloping shape like that, we would want to make sure that we were able to record that. And I think that even if we're doing it horizontally, it's going to work. Even if we had something like that. Okay. Let's just not scan that way for now. All right, and then we can still use the ins. All right, is that building? That is still building. And then we'll be able to get it into Godot. So this is kind of like the zoomed in view, and what we're looking for are those moments where we go from one type, let's say it's some other color here, into this other, like from blue to orange, right? We want to be able to record that transition so that we can basically tessellate this after the fact. This is kind of a one-time hit. So So whenever you load an island, you generate the noise, you create the tessellation, which generates the model for you. So it happens at loading time. It's not something that happens continuously. Good question, though. All right, that built. Let's see if Godot will be happy with us today. What is that? There are some dots out there. So here we have the island. Island is supposed to have a mesh. Oh, island part here. It says its mesh is empty. That should not be the case. Yep, so in this case we are generating an island. I want it to be a little bit larger than this. And we're collecting them into not primitive points anymore. We want to collect them into... Ooh. What are the other options for that? Let's take a quick peek. Script section, close the output window, search for help. Primitive lines. Yeah, I think we want the primitive triangles. I think we're doing strips. We're also missing the indexes. Yeah, which were also returned. So basically what's happening is we end up being able to get all of the vertices for all of the triangles in the island into a big array. Okay. That's that array that that iterator was creating earlier. Then during the tessellation, we collect the order of the vertices for those triangles. So we give all of the vertices once, and then we'll give the indexes into that vertices array to create the triangles. And I'm not sure if my types are correct for this one. I don't know if it wants, like, what the type of array is that it wants there. Because that array there is just U32s, I think. What is that one? Yeah, U32s. Then this was not actually working last night because the double insertion issue. Oh, not the whole thing. We just want to run that scene. Ooh, we got an error in the debugger. Pool int array. Ah, okay, so it needs to be a pool int array. Well, there. That answers the question. It needs to be a pool int array. Let's convert that. Just this is. Why can't we? Does a pool interarray? Can it just consume a vector of arrays? Pool interarray. Just an interarray then? Yes. It's a typed array. I32. Alright. So these U32s need to become I32s. I don't really want to convert them twice. I tried to do this as a flat map, but it doesn't like it because of the reference here. All right. Check for any errors. Errors. Anything else? Yes, and that's not used yet. That's fine. It's just some test code. All right. Back to the island part. Now that is U32. I moved to alfalfa again yesterday. It was int 32 array. I forgot the 32. So we'll see if that works. Hopefully it'll be the right type now, and we might get primitives drawing. Well, oh, it's still building. Yeah, let's try again. Oh, type array from vector. Oh, that's cool. that still building? Oh, no wonder. 30 seconds. That's unusual. Whoa. All right, we've got our island. Can I move that camera right now? Wrong way. All right, there's our triangle. Job's done. All right, let's do something smaller so we can visually verify it. If we do an island of, say, 17, then we should be able to dump the points here. Or we could use that debug function for this, the test function. It's our island grid, and the tessellations, the triangles. Now, while that's building, I want to just double check some things. Because in Godot, y is the height. And I think we have that backwards. So when we create our triangles, the XYZ parts are reversed. Or was it our tessellate island? We probably have to flip it. Generate island grid. Tessellate island. Yeah, this is going to do it because we have to actually use Z here, X and Z, because Y is going to be the altitude. Basically, Z is closer to the camera or away from the camera, whereas Y is up in the world. And X would be left to right. Now this as triangle ends up giving us an array? I know, I just don't want to type vertices. So the first one's going to be X. Now we want Z, and then Y. Oh, wait, no. Is this even an issue? I think I was slightly distracted because of the height in the other scene. Like the triangle was going in the wrong direction. It's going up. It's not these. It's not these. Yeah, it's somewhere else. All right. Because if we come back here and we look at that little window there, that game window, where the triangle is going up. See, I don't think I should have any triangles like that currently. Because basically we're doing a 2D tessellation, and then later we give them height. So where are we giving them height? Alright, we'll keep that in mind. And hopefully get that compiled. Come back here. Alright, we have a much smaller island. This is our island here. You can see the noise. So it just gave us one set of values here. So we should have transition points going from there to there. Oh, and our indexes aren't zero based. Oh, that's going to be a problem. Ah, I see. We were using enumeration and shouldn't have been using enumeration. Enumeration was giving us those indices. I forgot that we skipped some. So, where would that be? That would be in transition. Island grid 2 transitions. Oh, you can enumerate after the filter map instead of before it. Oh, that's handy. I see. So basically first do the check, see if we want to record something. Pass the values through. Yeah, filter, enumerate, map here. Okay, we'll do that then. Now our filter here is going to be if they are not equal. I'd like to try to do it in the combinators, just to get better at it. So the filter is going to require that we do return a true or false instead. Okay. Which, in this case, is just going to be that line. If they're not equal, then we enumerate and we keep the values. And here we map. We already know that they're different. All right, now our index should be correct. Let's try again. All right, well, whatever it is, it's going to be tiny. Oh, it just finished? That was strange. I thought it had finished before. I'm gonna run it again just to make sure. All right, so the output. Index 0, good. Oh, our triangles are nothing. Oh, that's not good. At least the indexes are correct now. 3, 4. Huh. Why do we get nothing there? Tessellate Island, hard-coded to return nothing? We should have seen a lot more spew here. I wonder why we didn't. Because here the output, we ended up getting the debug info. 169 fired, which would have been in here. But yeah, that was after the fact. I used to have a debug point because the insertion was failing whenever we put something in that was at the same point as before. Uh-oh. What's it doing? Ah, there it goes. So we put a bunch of island points in there. So there's our map. There's our transitions. And then we insert a bunch. Great. And then we get no triangles out. Why? Why would we get no triangles out of this? Do we have to do something else in order to get triangles out of this delay? I thought it built it as it went along. So you could actually see it as it evolved. Alright, we definitely put 3 points in. Should be able to triangulate something. Or triangulate, tessellate. Alright, Spade. What did we miss? It's our point. Now, before this had been working, I don't think that we needed like a large space. Has triangles. We're doing all of that. Did we even hit 172 debug? No. 164, 166, 191. I didn't think this had like some sort of lower bound on the number of triangles it needed. It feels like on the delineate type. Sounds good. Aww. It doesn't implement debug. What other kernels do they have? Archery is an interesting input for a line sweep. Yeah. dust yesterday is getting to me. The other thing that changed was this width tree locate. That and the size. I wouldn't expect. I mean, maybe it couldn't create any triangles from the data that it was given. What data did it get? Y is 0 in every case. 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0. Okay. Yeah, if I was given those points, I wouldn't be able to make a triangle either. They're all in the same line. Alright, so if we're getting points that are all in the same line, that's coming from our transitions here. So is Y incorrect here? Index and size is I32. Index divided by size. Now modulus is working just fine. Oh. Oh. Our filter broke it. Because now the index isn't getting large enough. We're not getting to the other rows. All right, we need some external counter. Enumerate the filter map? Oh, that's true. Oh, that sounds fun, actually. Let's do that. Let's try it. So we'll do the filter map here. We have to do the enumerate up front, so that we get the index. Wait, do we have to do that? No, we don't. Well, no, we do, because we have to create Y. Index values, okay. Yeah, the second one for the index. That makes sense. Alright, so we're going to take X and Y out of those. Do we need the from and the to at this point? Probably. X, Y, from, to. Just capture those, then we'll just toss them into something. Probably a tuple. XY from 2. Oh, just with values. Oh, you're absolutely right. There we go. So that's our information there. And we enumerate again. We get the index, and then we get another tuple. Oh, I'm missing the tuple close. There we go. All right. This needs a sum. It's just that easy. All right. So we'll let that finish baking. Why did the jelly bean go to school? Because it wanted to be a smarty. Some of these jokes only work in places of the world where you have those candies. Oh, that would be cool. Oh, look at that. Look at that. There's our tessellation. All right. Now you can see it's going vertical, which is not what we want. It should be flat. That, and we're missing the top left corner of it. Did that triangle rotate the wrong way? So if we take the camera to the other side and rotate it around, can I not rotate the camera right now? Oh, is it rotating? So hard to tell. All right, let's just reset it. Yeah, some of these triangles are not shaping up. That's a lot of triangles. I don't think we should have that many triangles in there. Why are there so many triangles? All right. Let's remove some of the debugging. want these, though. Those are the ones we want to see. That and islands. That's just the functional programming side of you, wishing Rust was an FP language. Yeah, that would be really, really neat. I'm surprised that tuples don't have stuff like that. It doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to... Well, I don't know. I haven't worked on the kernel stuff. I haven't even looked into it. Alright. That and this should be going the other direction. So we're going to have to make sure that these are always going clockwise. I'm concerned that they're not always going clockwise. Wow, that is a lot of triangles. Why are there so many points? Did we make the island huge again? Well, even if it was huge, it shouldn't be square. This should be like the 17 by 17, which has maybe 11 squares in the middle. And even if you test like that, it shouldn't be gigantic unless they're constrained. I did not think this was a constrained tessellation. Triangulation. Alright. We're going to use the unit tests down here to debug some of this. Let's see what we have. Cargo test, blah. Oh, we also want no capture on there. Alright. Oh, I see some of these islands, even though they're small, could have those elements around them. Interesting. I kind of want to take the seas out of this, just to test with. I don't think it's going to be helpful. Let's remove the ocean. Alright, generate old island. Comment that out. Oops. I went way too far. Here's old island. Bottom of the file with you. Ah, this one. So we have noise. gonna remove these 3.0s there. And then if that works, we can make a smaller island, work with much smaller tessellations, and ensure that it's working correctly. And then ramp up, make bigger and bigger things. Once we know that the little ones work. Oh. Stop that other build so it goes a little faster. There we go. And you can see that we still have water around the edges. This one has a water feature going through it. Okay, now for our test, I'm gonna set a marker for our test. Capital T. All right. Island size, this is going to be 3. It's super tiny. That looks fine. Okay, so we should be able to get some sort of tessellation out of that. If I remember correctly, this is a tuple, or not. Tessellate island. That's the vector of I-32s. That's the indexes into the points. All right, so we need both of them. Hey, Krasink, good morning. I'm doing well, thank you. There we go. Much smaller test. All right, so let's get this set up. We've got a couple of transitions starting at this 0, 0. From 0 to 0. Oh, wow. That's odd. Okay, first off, it looks like I got the transitions backwards. Oh, Krasink, did you see we added channel points? So you could do something like this. All right, that was a good one though. We'll keep that one. I know it's something, right? All right, give me one moment. B, C, you're in C. There we go. I mean, these are wrong. They're going from 0 to 0. So it's actually comparing those two there, and it shouldn't be returning that like that. Hey, Game Dev Unknown. Good morning. All right, so something's wrong here. The indexes looked correct though, didn't they? Index 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, indexes are correct. Transitions are perfectly backwards. Filter map. So if they're not equal to each other, oh my goodness, these, if they are equal to each other, there we go. That should do it. Why Simple People doesn't like mansions? Because they prefer Halseys? Alright, oh, let's see. Is this more reasonable? Oh, this is much more reasonable. Basically, we only have 3 points. I see, because now we don't have water around it. So it can't transition to something else. Grumble, grumble. Okay, so we have to put the water back. That was here. Which, did I get those in the right direction? Yeah, okay, the signs are correct. And our island size now needs to be bigger. Let's say, okay, you're 5. Do y'all have Monday off? Oh wow, this is like never generating noise now. There we go. All right, now at this point we should have a transition there. 1, 2, 3, and 4 transitions. 1, 2, 3, 4 transitions. Good. The correct spot. They look kind of correct. Now, are these triangles in the right order? We have 1, 2, 0. Okay, so 1 is first, 2, and then 0. Am I done game dev before? I have. This is, I don't think this is going to be a 2D, and this is going to be a 3D game. I know I keep kind of going back and forth on that, but I think I knew it was going to be at least 2.5D. So, all right. So this way, okay. X 4 3. 1 2 3 4. Let's say it's up there. And then 2 4. Okay, where's 4 3 2 4? Sorry, I want to draw this real quick. So use some other color. How about green? So the first one's at 4. So let's say this is, oh, that's green. Let's use a pencil. So we have 0 here, 0 and 0. 4 3 here, followed by 2 4 2 here. That's going this way. 4, 3, 2, 4, and then 2, 3, 0, 1, 2 here. Yeah, that seems like a valid triangle. It's clockwise. Using surface tool? No, not using surface tool. Hey, Blodosaur. Good morning. Yeah, we're using the GD native project. Okay, so that does seem to be clockwise. I think we fixed a couple of our other bugs. We did not change it to be... we did not swap X and Y yet, though. Which we have to do before we give these points to Godot. Alright, let's at least see the current version inside of Godot. It should be vertical. What do you think, calculate? What do I think of calculating the blur based on the distance from the end of XY values? You mean like so things in the background are blurrier, or so you have a sense of focus in the game? I think it's fine. It really depends on the art style of the game. Or little things like that, you kind of want, like if it's more cinematic, then definitely. Oh, the blueness, not blur, the blueness. I mean, yeah, that's definitely more realistic, I think, because air normally does that, doesn't it? If I hold that terminal, oh look at that! Now we've got those little lines out there. Well, not lines. It's a square. Well, that there is a roundish thing. It's fine. The blue point. Oh, I see. Gotcha. All right. How big was this island? I think we reduced the size of it too much. Doesn't seem too big. All right. So we should be able to then start to color these vertices. That does kind of look like what we're seeing. All right, let's make a bigger one. Gonna drop some more of these debugs. We'll leave the test print in there. That is useful. Now let's go back over into island part. Give it a much larger island. Calculate where they are going to be based on the distance of the end of the array. I'm not sure I follow. Oh, absolutely. Learn Learn with Han. So we have commands here. There's dot files in there, and pretty dot files are actually Xenochrons. There's also the theme and some other little bits in there. Alright, that should have built. Let's come back into Godot. Close that, run that. Hopefully we get something with a little bit more texture around the edge of the island. Oh, look at that. Let's raise that camera up. Oh, crazy. I lost my camera. Alright. Where? I've completely lost the camera. Oh, there it is. Let's try again. It looks like the shape is to our left. I think we're only getting pieces of it. Alright, let's fix it so that it's not vertical, and it would be nice if we could actually rotate the camera inside of there. Surprised we can't actually see the camera. Let's pull this in a little bit. Island part, the mesh, it says it's still empty. Well, it's not running, so it must be. If we click on remote while it is running, island part, oh, the mesh is still empty. It's not expecting that. It should be set. Oh. Okay. I want to change the view. Let's see, field of view 70. Let's say you're 118. Let's give it really big field of view. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Did I tilt the camera? I must have. There we go. Horizon's stable again. Alright, now to get it flat. Let's get that flat. Back into Cosmos, we have our triangles. Now, the problem is that when we feed these triangles into Godot, X and Y are not correct, right? The Y, in this case, is actually up. So these triangles, well, not triangles. Triangles are the vertices. The island should be the points. And our island points don't have a Z. It's just X and Y. So when we take that into 3D, we have to transpose those two. And that's going to be in. Maybe we should have a third part to this. I mean, it's kind of the from and the to. A little bit there. So when we convert these here, yeah, this Y here shouldn't be like that. It should be, we have X, Y, and Z, and then we put it in the vector 3. It should be X is blah. It should be a Z. Alright, so we swap them right there on that line. Alright, oops, too early. It doesn't build that fast. There we go.
Take your words back home. Back way nice and slow. Feel the ebb and flow. But please get sucked out to sea.
Okay, so it's off to the left there. Let's move the camera. Let's try this again. Camera. Where's it looking? Why is it looking that way? There we go. That looks like our island. XY. Let's add a little height on this. Okay. Now we want to rotate on X. Maybe -15 on there. And the island. Wow. Alright, this isn't exactly what I had envisioned, which is fine. But it's interesting because A snake walks into a bar. The bartender asks, "How'd you do that?" Oh, that's a good one. Oh, if I make an island generation tool, I can create an update pool. 3-click generate. Okay. That was a good one. That was a good one, Museum. All right. So, we created an island. It looked kind of like this. The problem is that when we create this mesh, it's not exactly how we want it to look, right? We come into Godot, we should be able to change as how the mesh renders, except we're generating the mesh directly, aren't we? Yeah. Interesting. What's a skin property? Hmm. How many flies does it take to screw in a light bulb? I don't know. How many? Two. See, that's a joke that appears clean, and I think those are still acceptable here. All right, I'm teaching my 4-year-old that one today. All right, now for this, I actually want plateaus. I want levels, so that when you look at this, I would rather have plateaus for this than what we currently have. Also, the tessellation seems to be going pretty quick. I wonder if instead of what we're doing there, an island part, where we say, oh, this is primitive triangles, can we do lines instead? Primitive lines. There we go. That might give us an idea of what this really looks like. What do I do for a living? I'm a web dev. I have not always been a web dev. This happens to be the current incarnation of what I do. I've been doing web development for a long time, but I've kind of floated back and forth between like server side and client side, C, C++ on the server side. Wow, that looks messy. Not at all what I was expecting. I think this primitive lines isn't exactly what I thought it was. odd. We could probably add some sort of shader on there to give us a little bit more of an idea of what's going on. We could try a line loop. Like a line strip, but closed. Let's try that. I see the same thing. I do not think that those properties are correct. Primitive triangles. See, those kind of map, right? Primitive points, primitive lines. I would have expected that these primitive lines could have been rendered like primitive triangles. But it doesn't seem to do it exactly the same way I'm expecting. They probably have some other property here. So if we still use primitive triangles, okay, we've got that. Generate triangle mesh. Interesting. What does that do? Generates a triangle mesh from the mesh. Oh, used internally for collision calculations. Gotcha. I guess that could be useful later. I was hoping for some sort of render settings. I don't remember where they are in this. Because this is a primitive mesh. Well, actually, we were looking at an array mesh. An array mesh here creates the mesh, etc. Blah blah blah. All right, let's go ahead and set the texture. Excuse me, the we do this one already. We're not going to do normals, tangents, color. I wonder what kind of colors they want for that. All right. Let's go ahead and add the array format color. I'm just going to have it do exactly the same thing, so it'll tell us what the type is that it's expecting. I was told I don't know the meaning of ironic, which was ironic because I was on a plane. That one's over my head, Museum. I'll let you see the island in the editor. Oh, I see, I see. Oh, that's cool. I have not tried to actually put Rust into tool code in the editor. I mean, we kind of do it, but I'm not sure how to tag some of this as what's that? Oh, that's interesting. All right. All right, we'll just give it some type. So that it'll compile it, and then it'll later tell us, no, 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 we want a color array or something. Because those bits there I don't find documented. Oh, it should have been array. Oh, there it is. There's the array format, array type. Oh, there it is. All right, and it wants a color array. Oh, fantastic. Array color. Now the color array is technically based on the height. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. In C++, it's the same process? Gotcha. So create some GD script, call the Rust code in there via whatever the exported class is. Oh, man. Oh, that's a good one. It's definitely like a after coffee one though. Oh my goodness. That's funny. All right. I want to get the colors in there and then we'll do the tool stuff. Oh, the screen is frozen by the way. No, I was mulling over the joke. Sorry, I was Oh, is it frozen for you? Because I'm kind of going up and down right now. Okay. All right. Is there a color in GD script? GD native color. We do have a color type. Oh, look at that. RGB. Oh, it's got a lerp now. HSV. Okay, let's just do RGB. How about this will be point dot 2 times 8. we might need to do 16s on this because our numbers here are really, really low. I mean, we could even do like a 32. What do you use when you see a fireman? What do you use when you see a fireman? I don't know, what? What do you do when you see a fireman? You put it out, man. What do you do when you see a spaceman? I don't know. You park, man. Oh my goodness. That's good. That's good. All right. All right, got those recorded. Why didn't the lifeguard save the drowning hippie? I don't know why. It was too far out, man. That's good. That was a good set. That was a good set. Why does Sub-Zero freeze people? Because revenge is a dish best served cold. What do you call two crows? I don't know, what? An attempted murder. Hey, morning, Brooke. How are you? Oh, and that one was already moved? Oh, we did an intuitor on that. Alright, we'll do this one first. Get our colors first. Alright, there we go. Let's try it now with color. Or not, because we don't have a shader. Did it whine? It doesn't look like it whined either. which is really good. Okay, so we probably got the color format correct. If we have this island part, and it's a mesh, how do we set its shader? Because you have to set that on the mesh, right? Okay, let's say it's an array mesh. And that we're going to edit the array mesh. Instead of here, can we set a script on that? That's neat. Lazy Sunday morning. Oh, that's good. That's good. A man walks into a library and asks the librarian, "Do you have any books on paranoia?" The librarian responds, "They're behind you." Yeah, that's a good one. I'm not sure what they want with like skin here or skeleton for this array mesh. Here we have geometry, level of detail, layers. Huh. We're actually creating an array mesh. We might instead have an empty array mesh on there that we can set up properties on. We might need to move that script. So instead of a mesh instance, we can save this. Scenes game. Island mesh. Sure. Now, I'm not sure about the skin. What's this new skin? I do not think we need a skin. We need a shader. Clear that. Geometry, fine. Especially if you're near the goats. It's funny. Yeah, I'm just not seeing the ability to set those, so I'm not going to change that at the moment. I'm going to come back here. So if that's an array mesh, it feels like you should be able to, well, rather that's a mesh instance. Alright, coming back to island, making sure it still works. Okay, still there. So an array mesh, let's say it's a mesh that provides utility for constructing a surface from arrays. Okay. So on the mesh instance, we should be able to set the extra properties, right? No? Because we can set UV, we can set all this other stuff, but how do you specify the shader? I mean, it's a texture. Where's the texture? A Roman man walks into a bar, then holds up 2 fingers and says, 5 beers, please. Alright, what about mesh? So, mesh instance. I thought the mesh itself, yeah, inherited by those 2 things. Surface count, get surface blends. Surface material, there it is. Oh, surface set material. Oh, we can give it a material. Perfect. A man that didn't see that well fell right in. No. All right. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. So this array mesh, we can probably set the material on it. However, we need to be able to specify the material. And let's set up the tooling, actually. Oh, I see. You do that on generate. So for that tool, there are 2 kinds of people. Those who extrapolate from incomplete data sets. There are 3 kinds of people. Those who can count and those who can't. Things I dislike. Lists and irony. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Musean, you are on a roll today. All right. So scene, not a scene. I want a new script. File, new script. Not native script. This is GD script. Inherits from, I guess, spatial. We'll just call it island tool. Put it in scenes, tools. I don't know what that is. Ah, not in player. Just here is fine. Alright. So what happens if we do that? I've never done that in Godot. Do they have docs on tool? Huh. What's a buccaneer? Corn? Let's see, what do we use in mesh path for? I see. Am I using Rust in Godot? At the very moment, we're actually just coding inside of Godot. But we will be calling Rust code in just a moment. What's a buccaneer? A high price to pay for corn? Oh my goodness. All right. So if we have that, then we'll just return. And sorry, I'm not able to see chat at the moment. If mesh is not equal to null, I should have just copied this in. Mesh.q free. Generate is false. So we'll reset that. Then we need to duplicate whatever the path is to the mesh. I see. All right. I see what this is doing now. All right, we're just gonna copy, paste. Uh-oh. Oh, white space languages. How I love thee. Let me count the ways. Was that too quiet? Sorry. All right. Nice. I get it now. So we'll have a path to the thing that we want to change. And in here, we'll be able to update it. Okay. So why the duplicate? So it looked like we should be able to put this on one of those other objects. Oh, what doesn't it like about this? Mesh instance. Export var mesh. Only built-in types and native resource types can be exported. That's odd. Are you in a different version than me? I sound like Christian Slater. Oh, interesting. This is your captain speaking. Oh, this is your captain shouting. Alright. That mesh there seems like it should work. Mesh instance. Oh, it can't be exported. My mistake. That's what the error was saying. Yeah. Oh, I do not like being outside of him. And some final puns. I used to be addicted to the Hokey Pokey, but you turned yourself around. You used to be addicted to soap, but now you're clean. Oh my goodness. Used to be afraid of speed bumps, but you got over it. Do you know the Confucius puns? Oh yes, that's a good one. Yeah, I think we have that one. Man who runs in front of car get tired. Man who runs behind car gets exhausted. Yeah, those are good. Alright, so basically we have this. We're going to do the generation stuff there. And it looks like we can put this script on something in the island scene. It's just some node here. And then we have to have a path there. I created a node. Spatial. Island debug will add a script. Now where to go? Oh, did we not save the other one yet? Scripts. Save. Island tool. Oh, it's not supposed to be native. There we go. Alright. So then we just come in here, hit this on button, and it should work, right? Now that's also supposed to toggle itself back, isn't it? Because it's not picking up on the tool bit. I stand corrected. Proclaim the man on the orthopedic shoes. Oh. Want to hear a joke about potassium? Let's see. What do you call a can opener that's broken? A can't opener. Oh, museum, that's a good one. Want to hear a joke about potassium? And I responded, and then he said, okay. All right, now let's search tool. How do I get tool stuff to work? Okay, let's go look at the docs. What is tool? Tool is a powerful line of code that, when added to the top of your script, makes it execute in the editor. Okay, neat. Oh, I see. To check if you are currently in the editor, use this. So why isn't this working? Because that code, if I click generate, that's supposed to go back. Extend spatial. If not generate, return. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Geology, pun rock, puns rock. A plateau. A plateau is the highest form of flattery. This joke is funny on so many levels, or at least one single high level. Geologists never take rocks for granted. Would stop because it makes you. Would stop because it's making sulfur. Oh, sulfur. But I haven't finished this skits. I think we can say that. It's in the puns. Shale pass. It's easy to pax rock jokes off as funny. Oh my goodness. Magnum opal of rock jokes. Alright, generate should be getting set to false there, but it's not. Alright, that should make this. It's not running. It says it's tool. Extend spatial. They're minerals, not rocks. Hmm. This should be working. Why does this? Why? It does not appear to be failing. We're not getting this run. Reattach the script. TD script spatial, fine. Clear script attached, that's fine. Good, good. What's the best thing about Switzerland? Oh, good luck. The geography puns are where it's at. Their flag is a huge plus. Oh. All right, so that's just not working for me. Is it because I'm in the wrong version of Godot? It seems like it should work. I mean, maybe let's reduce this just a little bit. Oops, wrong editor. Script here. Ellen tool, we're in the right one. That's so weird. All right. Well, let's continue going. Actually, wrong editor again. Back into the script. In this case, we want to call that other code and apply it. Hopefully, we'll be able to see it in the editor then. That would be nice. Was it because of that return? That line break there? No idea. So if we're not generating, that's exported, it's cool. If we're not doing it, it's fine. Reset it, great. Get node, we duplicate that node, we add child mesh. Why are we adding the child mesh here? You've just completed a race to circumnavigate the globe. You started at the border of Finland. What do you call the end of the race? The finish line. Oh. Here, I'm gonna restart that project there just to make sure something's going on. You can think of a single city that never stops moving. Do I know what it is? No. What is it? Rome. Oh. Seeing this game. Alright, back to the island. There's island. Oh, it's working now. I do not know why. Why did that work? Alright, but restarting the editor kicked it into gear. Okay. So with that, file open. Scenes, tools, island tool. Now in this case, what were we doing? We were in this case we were actually generating this mesh instance. We could create some sort of other class. Struct. What's orange and sounds like parrot? A carrot. I think you got us yesterday on that one. I love that one though. I told a bunch of people that yesterday. An orange parrot? No. You changed it. So in this case, we could create a new island part. An island part extends from mesh instance. Island part no. Oh, that's neat. It had autocomplete. It also has ready. Oh, wow. All right. Let var island is equal to that. And we're going to take its mesh. All right, so island. Just call ready on it. Actually, let's just make the mesh that we have the new thing, the island mesh. Oh, look, we hit generate, and it did it. Ooh, now we can navigate. What? Why can't I move? That looks cool. Okay. That's neat. Then we can just hit the button again and it generates it again. Fancy. Why did the scarecrow get a promotion? Because it was outstanding in its field. Oh, you have a follow-up to it. Okay. Why did the scarecrow get a promotion? Ah, outstanding in his field. Yes, yes. It's funny because I end up going over these more often than you would think. I find it difficult to move around in Godot. Alright, but that's the island. The island there. Okay, well, at least now we can have it in here. We can add a script to it, etc. Because now we want to add a shader to this. So we can see a little bit more detail in there. The child of this isn't showing up, which is fine. I kind of wish it was showing up. I see. Let's undo this again. Alright, now in this case, we have the new thing, mesh ready, add child, but this has to be off of the other node. So, look at that var, get node. We want to give it the path. Mesh path there. Extra worst. Hey, good morning. Oh, you were looking into Godot with Rust. Well, welcome. How much do wooden whales eat? I don't know how much. Sorry, I just saw the other one. Planktons. Oh, that one's. that is a good one. Good cringy one. How much do quantum whales eat? I have no idea. All right. Oh, planktons. Oh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's go to the scene here. Okay, we got some output here. Let's clear that. Generate. Invalid to set mesh with value of type mesh instance. Oh, okay. Invalid set index mesh. The island part here had something called mesh. Do we have to call set mesh? Your mesh instance. Box help. And it's got a setter. The project is not open source. Pieces of it are open source. Extra worst? Yeah, good question. I do have commands here. Also, part of that is git, and inside of here you'll see the source code that I have there, and then also the stuff on GitHub. I mean, we could try calling set mesh on this. What was the error? Set index mesh on base null instance. Oh, well, there's your problem. Why would that not work? Why is that null? Oh, in here we can actually set breakpoints. Guess we wouldn't do it that way though. Click over there. I don't think you can set breakpoints on these, can you? Oh, I didn't assign the mesh path. That's why. Here, let's clear that button again. Good. Okay, so that's actually working. How long have I been using Godot? On and off for a year and a half, 2 years or so. I mean, I spend most of my time writing Rust code for this stuff. These don't work too well in text. I like complex puns. Sometimes it leads to chemical situations. If you experiment one thing but meant another, and someone understands it, it's empirical. As long as you can get up and atom, then thesis things happen again. Oh. See, I was hoping to see that this mesh there would be set. It doesn't appear to be. Let's load that up again. I'll load up island. Island doesn't have anything in it. Okay, well, let's go to the scene. Island empty, island debug. If we click this little generate on button, it should do something. It's not doing anything. Click. Debugger. Errors. Oh, the local variable mesh is showing an already defined variable at line 8. Oh, you are right. No errors. Odd. All right. Sorry, I was thinking about things. Um, let's just go back to the front view. Why am I so far offset? Actually, I want this just to reset. Focus origin. There we go. Okay, much better. Now, we click on generate island. That should actually call that script, but it's not. Get node to the path. Okay, so we get the island part. Create a new mesh. Call mesh ready. And then later we call queue free on it, which should work. Island part. Ooh, this isn't quite right. IP mesh. Because if we're actually setting our own mesh value, not mesh. We also have to keep track of that mesh. Or we don't. We could just look it up and get it. Yeah, let's not do that. Get rid of that one there. Strange. It actually has some controls off screen. They're too low. It's not showing the bottom edge of this. Small. Yeah, sometimes it'll do it, sometimes it doesn't. I am not using Rust in my day job. So I just use Rust with this. And it's a lot of fun. Been learning Rust. I really like Rust. var. See? Alright, look at the island part. If island part.mesh. Alright, there's our island. Well, it's got some kind of contour to it, doesn't it? It's got some, I don't know, some tearing in there. So I don't know if you can actually see that. Anyhow. So that's working. Hey, and we have our mesh here. Perfect. Oh yeah, absolutely. It always plays it safe. Nobody gets lucky with Rust. It always plays it safe. It's a good one. So some of these pieces are open. So if we look at source hut, I've got a couple of projects here. So this one, Legacy EXT stuff, is the unlisted public. It's all MIT licensed stuff. You know what? We should probably move the Legacy RT in there, the runtime stuff. Because it's finally working. So let's see, how do you start to explain this? Basically, I have a native class here, and I'm using async executor, using a local executor here. Now the local executor gets created and stored. Okay, nothing too fancy there. And then at the bottom, we tick the executor in the process loop. So the executor is actually being ticked from the GUI thread. Right, so you don't want to do anything that's going to be blocking or anything like that. You can swap this out for, like you could spawn threads up here and tick them, or do something else here. I'm just went ahead and started using the local one. There are different behaviors that you're going to get from this. By using the local executor, I can basically force it so that the elements inside of the future that are passed to spawn do not have to be send, which is fine, which is also nice because I'm going to be interacting with them from the UI thread. I've got some other like map functions and whatnot that are in here, GD native ext. If we browse this, we have source here. We've got signals, which is our wrapper around. It kind of gives us the yield functionality. I can show this one to you. And no, that's not it. Weren't we using that in here? Let's see, where were we using that? It was in loading, wasn't it? Yeah, we were using this in loading. Is it in net? I thought it was signal.on. Are we just not using this anymore? Yeah, there's the on function. Takes an object. Let me think about this. The Vim theme. So we have dot files, and then commands here. You see something in there that I'm technically using Challenger Deep, which is here. Oh, Joyman, thanks. Thanks on the music. Allow dead code. Oh, I see. Market is deprecated with a silly message. Yeah, unfortunately, it's I think I'm pointing to the Git versions, and that would actually take a little bit more effort. So let me think about this. We were using this in either the actors loading. Was it in here? Select actor, net request, because we needed some sort of signal. We have a progress bar. We're loading these elements. Oh, we might have gotten rid of it. Thank you, Museum. Nope. Hmm. But I remember this working. Because we had... Oh, it was the HTTP loader stuff. Oh, did we comment that? Is it just commented out? This was in loading. Lost Island. It's in one of these. Oh, we started generating the island. I think we might have commented out the code for a little bit. So we ended up pushing those in there. Yeah, we ended up emitting signals here. So I use async essentially for single-threaded sleeps only right now. That wasn't always the case. And really the only change is spawning a thread and using an executor instead of a local executor. That's possible. Yeah, I think we just commented it out. But yield was working. We ended up getting that working. So essentially you just say, signal : on, and then you give it the object. In this case, we were using an HTTP request that we were awaiting the result for. It was a net cache, wasn't it? Signals. It's plural, Museum. It's plural. No, we're still using a signal. It's just signals.on. So yeah. I know. We don't have that many. I just have to remember what we were doing when we were using it. How does Godot handle using the API from another thread? Because everything interacting with Godot needs to be done from the UI thread. It doesn't all have to be. I know I use signal. I said signal because I think of it as a signal, signal.on. Yeah. So you can do things like if you know that you're coming in from another thread, you can call deferred. And I think I even have little utility things around here for like invoke deferred and stuff like that to ensure that I'm calling something that does exist. Yeah, here is invoke deferred. All of that's there. We should absolutely create the little runtime bit. I'm gonna move RT out over to GD native ext. Oh, and one of the things when using those, you have to register them as singletons. So in this case, the runtime is registered as a singleton. I also do that for, let's say, net cache, net, and scene manager. I've got a couple others. So let's move RT out to the other place for a moment. Quick little break from the other stuff we were working on. Me personally, I find that this works well enough. 200 is just kind of arbitrary. You could just not even have the for loop if you're not having a ton of async stuff going on. Because what's your goal with async, right? Is it just, to interact with signals and be able to await something that will eventually happen? Do you need anything to be happening faster than, what was it, like 60 frames a second? So for me, like, this is good enough, and I'm purposefully not doing things heavily in like a single thread. Even if I was, well, if I wanted to do something heavy in a separate thread, I would spawn the thread, and then you could either emit a signal, right, attach a listener and whatnot, or you could send an event, use channels. Right, this would still work. And then you could await it from some other thread. So you could do all the heavy lifting somewhere else, use a channel to send the results from that heavy computation, and then you're not really blocking the UI thread. All right, let's move this. Yeah. A singleton was great input. You're a noob at Godot. Did not know where to put the whole runtime thing. Your main idea for being able to use async is for stuff like networking. That's exactly what I'm using it for. And most of the networking stuff that I'm doing is really, really lightweight. So having it on the GUI thread is just fine for me. It's not going to like break the frame rate or something like that. And if you did want to have this stuff in a separate thread, just use channels to communicate between, like the heavy computations and the light kind of GUI thread stuff. Diction block, but doesn't it block for as long as it takes to run those? Yeah, just runs the first 200 pending features. How many days have I been doing Rust? let's see, it'll be a year on the 12th. So 359 days. Was this a leap year? No, it's not. Up to 200, yeah. You don't understand why people use this async and channels and overly complicated stuff for networking? Just use non-blocking sockets. So async sockets are non-blocking sockets. You mean like using KQ or select directly? All right. Now I'm not going to have any tests on this or examples, so but I'm happy to get this out there. It's funny. People are always asking if the game engine is like open source. I'd say currently, like a lot of the hard stuff that we did is little packeteer thing, stream multiplexer stuff, figuring out the runtime stuff for Godot. All right. Ooh, create node, not a function. All right. Okay, that should exist now. And this here. Oh, a node thing is also missing. Okay, we'll have to pull that as well. Legacy Rust, lib, Rust. Where's node? Oh, we also have this translate stuff, which is really cool. To be able to access Godot's translation stuff. Should move that out too. Basically, you use it like this, and then you have access to these strings. Ah, here's node. Let's see. There's somebody stumbling back there. This one, yeah, this expect Godot stuff. We need the other type there. We need an error type here. Where does this actually error? No, we're just panicking left and right. No error. Oh, this one here, invalid path. Let's just make that a string. Now that path there should. Where do we see path? Path is just a stir. That should work. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back in a minute. I need to find some feed. All right. Yeah, let's see. What is the new format for this? Is it box down error? There we go. Okay, so now we need this. So if I want to take shove a error implementation into that, do we have an error in here? Oh, we do. Oh, and we have an invalid path already. Oh, perfect. All right, that's easier. Invalid path, and what do you want? Just a string. Okay. One too many parens, maybe? Oh, and I need the R. 1, 2, 3. Ah, nope. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
All I do is count that paper.
All right. This should be probably public. Oh, public pub unsafe function. Visibility, because unsafe describes function, and visibility goes outside of that. There we go. Okay. Does that mean all of these are working?
All I do is count that paper.
Receivers never used. Why? What are we in here? On. Oh, because we get the
All I do is count that paper.
What do we do with receiver? We have signal name, we have target, we have OBJ. Create the channel and get the receiver. Oh, we're setting the awaker. That returns a nothing. Okay. Yeah, we don't need that. Thank you, tie pins. Seems like Godot API forces a lot of unsafe into your code base, right? Well, yeah, you're interacting with C++. So, yeah, it's kind of par for the course. Really, it's just, you telling the compiler that this code's legit, right? That, yes, I do have sole control of this object right now. Those sorts of guarantees are really what you're trying to provide here with Godot. And when doing Rust with Godot, anything over here on the right side, any of these elements, they are not reference counted in Godot. A lot of other types are, but not these. So when you're looking at the ref type and you're thinking, okay, why do they have manually managed? Why do they have ref counted? It's because of this stuff. All this stuff over here is going to be ref counted. It's going to be manually managed. There's only one of them. All right. So this seems. Let's give it a check and a build, then we'll just push it. Let's just make sure. Ah, was on mute again. Okay, so that works. Get status. Get add cargo. Toml source. Should have those 3 files in there. Get commit Hashem. That's hard, Museum. Fixing things is super hard. I mean, some people do that. Belgian, I mean, people do that. They like go and they go work at Intel. They go get in the right groups. They change people's mind. They do stuff. But you know, it can be frustrating. But I'm not going to do that stuff. I don't have the interest in it. I want a computer. Yeah, I want to know how to make the existing things work, and I want it to be comfortable to myself. Because my goal is really to, well, learn Rust, tell a story, build these things. Huh. Yeah, that. Didn't Windows used to build or used to run on a RISC-V architecture, didn't it? I'm thinking of something else. Because Windows ran on that, ran on basically all the Intel hardware. Or did Intel used to do not just x86? It's not really a thing. Oh, people are doing that though. Even in Rust, people are building their own OSs in Rust. All right, so that's pushed. Now, if you did want to use that stuff, you're free to. The license on that code is MIT licensed, so have at it. What was that? Extra worst. Yep. Just remember that when you use the runtime stuff, you have to remember to export a number of those types that are in that extension package. Then you also have to register them. The runtime one is very particular. in that it wants to be called RT, capital R, lowercase t. Okay. So you'll have to basically set this association up. But once you do that, then it'll have access to, let's say, the tick. It'll be polling and doing everything else. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Now, I'm going to take the 15-minute break here and grab some coffee. I will be back afterwards. It's 9:20 though. It's kind of a strange day. You know what? I should probably just call it early today and pick up the pick up these bits afterwards. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to call it a little early today. Sorry about that, but normally I do like the 15-minute coffee break at like 7 or 8. If I do this, it's going to be like 9:35 when we get back, and then it'll be like really short afterwards. I don't want to like, bait you on with a lot more coding after this. It would only be like 20 minutes or so. So let's call it. Ooh, we got Eric. All right, Eric.dev. So are they doing? What are they doing? Oh, GStreamer, RTB stuff. Ooh, yeah, let's just raid them there. All right, got that set up. Well, I'm gonna go grab some birthday cake and bring that with coffee and have some birthday cake and coffee for breakfast. It's one of those days for me. So, until next time, y'all. Bye-bye.